Okay, I just wanted to say before the video started, if you don't want to watch the whole video, if you skip through the video, you can actually see which animes I'm talking about. So if you skip through the video, you'll see an image of each anime, and whatever one interests you, you can click on it for anybody who doesn't want to watch a 27-minute video. So, yeah, there you go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And it seems like lately a lot of my videos are like this. I'm just sitting and talking. And today's video is a pretty controversial video. Might get some conversations going, maybe. And this video is basically about animes I like and animes I dislike. And you probably most likely clicked on the video because of the thumbnail. And it's not clickbait. But we're going to get into that later. I like to always put an Easter egg in the back. So if you look at the TV, if you're a really hardcore anime fan, you've probably seen this. This is, even though it's not an anime, this is Attack on Titan, the live action movie. And I think I quite literally might be the only person in the world who actually enjoys this movie. But moving on. Let's get into the video. So we're going to start with the animes I like and the animes that I don't like. And there's only a handful of animes I don't like, but I have a lot of praise for the animes that I do like, so we're going to get into them. So, starting off with Attack on Titan, my favorite anime of all time. If you look over here, I have most of the manga. Soon I will own all the volumes. And in the back, you see those gray volumes? That is Attack on Titan Before the Fall, which is a prequel. Is it? That manga takes place 50 years before the Colossal Titan destroyed the wall, the first wall. And a lot of people don't know. A lot of people do not know about that manga series, and only hardcore Attack on Titan fans will know what that is. It doesn't have an anime adaptation, even though I think it's well overdue for one. But I do have that, and I do have the manga. I have Attack on Titan figure. I have both the games. I have a bunch of posters, which you can't really see, but there's a bunch of posters. This is an Attack on Titan poster right here. I got another one over there. I love Attack on Titan. Okay, especially this movie, because I've been watching that movie since I was really young. Like, I would watch that movie every day before I go to school. It might sound weird, but maybe I'll talk about it in a different video, because I really do like this anime, and it's my favorite anime of all time. And Attack on Titan is probably one of the greatest animes of all time. Attack on Titan is up there with Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece, in my opinion. It's just the impact that this anime had, and just the legacy and the lore. Like, the lore, the Attack on Titan has some of the deepest lore I've ever seen. And I love lore. I love when games or franchises have, like, really deep lore, because it makes it more interesting to get into it. And, yeah, the characters, the fight scenes, everything about this anime, it's so good. I've most likely, actually, have seen this, I've watched the entire anime at least over 10 times. It seems like every year I watch it, over again. But yes, I love it. I'm so sad that it's ending. I'm still waiting for the for the final episode. But yeah, Attack on Titan, love that anime. We're not gonna try to spend too long on each anime, because I have many videos to record today, so I'm just trying to make some space. Second, which is also my second favorite anime of all time, and this one might get some, like, criticism, and that is Sword Art Online. And I think the fact that it was one of the first animes I ever watched plays into it. But I remember when I was really young, like at least under 10 years old, at my grandma's house, my aunt played Sword Art Online, and we watched it, and I loved it, because it was technically the first anime I ever watched. The first anime I ever seen was Dragon Ball, but I watched it briefly, like on the TV when somebody was playing it in the house. But I like to say the first anime I ever watched was Sword Art Online, so this is like my first time seeing an anime, and it was really cool. Really cool. And to this day, I still love SAO. I still don't understand why SAO gets so much hate, because I personally think, like, I personally think that the part where they're trapped in the game is fantastic, along with the fairy arc, and like the first 2 or 3 seasons were really good. Yeah, Gun Gale is questionable. Alicization is questionable, but nothing beats the first 2 or 3 seasons of Sword Art Online. That's just facts. Really good, man. Really good. And yeah, I love SAO. I don't care what anybody says. Third anime I really like is JoJo. And a funny story with this one. Actually, it's kind of a common theme with a lot of these animes. But JoJo was one of those animes that I just hated on so much. And I've never even watched it. I just hated on it. Mostly because, one of my best friends, Lewis, loves JoJo. And I never watched it, but every time I see JoJo, I'm like, it's just these buff men who have very girly, feminine poses, and I would just be like, I would just straight up call the anime gay. Like, I'd be like, all right, Lewis, go watch your gay anime. And then I finally watched it, and man, it's really good. I liked it so much to the point where I have a poster of JoJo in my room, which you can't see, but it's over there. And it's really good, man. The fight scenes are great. The lore, the story is good as well. I love the stands. I also love that a lot of the stands are named after bands. And if you know, I love bands. I love metal. I love rock. So there's even a stand that's named Metallica, which, as you could tell, is my favorite band. So I think his name was Risotto, something like that. And his stand name was Metallica, and I'm like, bro, that's awesome. So yeah, JoJo's great. The video cut out, but yeah, JoJo's good. Fourth anime is Hunter x Hunter. I'm pretty sure I watched this anime like at least, I want to say 2 years ago was when I finished it, and I kind of flew through it pretty quickly. I like it. I think it's a really good anime, but I think the progression was pretty slow. But besides that, it's a really good anime. I have the first volume of Hunter x Hunter, and I also have a Hunter x Hunter hoodie. But yeah, Hunter x Hunter is good. Not too much to say for that. For these next couple of animes, we're not going to try to say too much. Next is Dragon Ball Super. Now, this is another case where I would hate on Dragon Ball, because I always thought Dragon Ball was like, what's the word? I always thought Dragon Ball had like no, like, it didn't make sense. I feel like every character in Dragon Ball is like so overpowered. Most of the characters in Dragon Ball can destroy a planet if they really wanted to. And I felt like everybody's just way too overpowered in Dragon Ball. It's one of the reasons why I hated it. And I also, despite me not watching it, from what I heard that it has no plot. So I would say that Dragon Ball has no plot. But I finally decided to watch Dragon Ball, and I watched Dragon Ball Super. I couldn't bring myself to watch the original Dragon Ball because, yeah, I know it's a very iconic, very impactful, very important anime. But despite what anyone says, the graphics is not good. Okay, it's very old. And that really just kind of made me not want to watch it. And plus, the fight scenes in Dragon Ball are pretty trash. But Dragon Ball Super is great. Dragon Ball Super is so good. Fight scenes are great. I love the characters. Dragon Ball Super is great. Next is Seven Deadly Sins. I've probably watched this anime at least 4 or 5 times. Seven Deadly Sins is so good. The characters, all of the Seven Deadly Sins, even the 10 Commandments, these characters are so cool. And I, even talking about it, I want to rewatch Seven Deadly Sins again. It's such a good anime. I don't know if it's over. I think it's over. I don't know if they're still continuing it, but yeah, I've seen the anime multiple times. It's so good. Seven Deadly Sins is such a good anime, bro. Like, oh my gosh, it's really good. It's really good. Next is Naruto, and again, this is another case where I hated on Naruto. Um, and then I finally watched it, and it was good. I watched, even though I didn't watch the original Dragon Ball, I did watch the original Naruto. So, the oldest one, and it took some getting used to because the quality isn't the best. I watched it on Netflix, and on Netflix it has borders, so it's not full screen. It has borders, and it's also a little bit blurry, but I think it's just because it's an old anime. And I watched it because I actually wanted to get into Naruto, and I watched the entire thing, and it was good. It was good. It was pretty good. The plot was really good. At some points, it felt like the anime was kind of slow, and it wasn't really picking up its pace. But overall, it was really good anime, and pretty enjoyable. I did try to, after I finished it, I tried to get into Shippuden, but I forgot how many seasons Naruto has, like 7 or 8 or 9 seasons. It has a lot of seasons, but after watching all of those seasons, the entirety of Naruto, and then jumping straight into Shippuden, I was kind of over with Naruto. I was kind of over it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I watched the first show. Maybe some time down the line I'll watch Shippuden. But I did watch like the first season of Shippuden, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. That's it. Okay. Because that's not even where it ends. You have Naruto, then Shippuden, then Boruto. It is so long, and maybe if I was watching these episodes while they were coming out, it would be better. But since I have all of this Naruto episodes to watch, and I could watch them whenever I want, and having the huge lineup of Naruto shows, it's overwhelming, too much, and I couldn't do it. But Naruto's really good. There's 3 more animes before we get into the animes that I don't like. And the third to last anime is Record of Ragnarok, or I think it's Record of Ragnarok. This is a newer anime. It's still going, and me and Lewis are big fans of this anime. Because me and Lewis are big fans of like Greek gods / legends, mythological creatures and stuff like that, and just like tales. You know what I mean? And that's the entirety of the show. You have Jack the Ripper, Hercules, Zeus, like a bunch of gods versus like the strongest humans, and it's so good. It's so freaking good. And the fight scenes, probably, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a big big take, but I think Record of Ragnarok has the best fight scenes of all anime. I know One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball have some of the best fight scenes, but I don't think they come close to Record of Ragnarok. The fight scenes are so crazy that one fight takes up 4 episodes. And it's not like it's 4 episodes of boredom. It's 4 episodes of crazy fights. It's so good. And it's still going to this day. They release like at least 2 fights every time they release new episodes. But I'm so excited for the new episodes to come out. And it's really good. Record of Ragnarok is great. Second to last one is pretty different from all these other ones, because every anime I've named so far are like action, very intense, a lot of fight scenes, a lot of action, a lot of stuff like that. And the second to last one is quite the opposite, and that is Food Wars. And Food Wars is probably the best anime about food or cooking of all time. It's very good, despite all the boobs, because that anime is filled with boobs. But besides that, it's actually really good. And going into it, I'm like, okay, it's about food, and it has boobs, so I watched it. And as I was watching it, I'm like, you know what? The story is kind of interesting, and they just pulled it off. They pulled it off really nicely. Um, and despite being a anime about literally just food, it was actually very entertaining. Um, so yeah, Food Wars definitely makes the list of one of my favorite animes. It's really good, and I've only watched it once, and I think I might want to watch it for a second time. And then finally, the last anime, which I'm actually currently rewatching right now, is Kill la Kill. And I seen this anime probably 3 years ago. I liked it so much that I bought the fighting game. There is an actual fighting game of Kill la Kill, and it's not bad. But I did buy it 3 years ago when I finished watching it. And again, similar case. This anime has a lot of like revealing, a lot of boobs. I think there is some nude scenes, but I didn't watch it because of that. I watched it because it looked interesting. I mean, the title had kill 2 times, so I was going into it thinking it was probably like a very gory anime, but it's basically, I don't even know why I'm explaining the plot. I didn't explain the plot for any of these animes, but it's really good. I'm currently rewatching it right now because I just remembered how good it was. And the story is great. I love the characters, and yeah, I really do like the characters. The characters are really nice. But yeah, I'm currently rewatching it right now. So, Kill la Kill is great. Like an action type anime and stuff like that. Totally like different art style from the rest of these. But it's good. It's good to watch. So that is all of the animes that I like. I like a lot of animes. I've seen countless amount of animes. I don't know if that's a flex or not. Weird flex. But I've seen a lot of animes. Those are my favorite ones. Attack on Titan, Sword Art Online, JoJo, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball Super, Seven Deadly Sins, Naruto, Record of Ragnarok, Food Wars, and Kill la Kill. Now we're going to get into the animes that I don't like. If people just want to see the animes that I don't like and they don't care about the animes I do like, I will put a timestamp in the intro in case anybody wants to skip. And if you did click that timestamp, now you're here. I have about 4 animes I don't like. And we're going to get into it. So, starting off with the first one, which was in the thumbnail, Tokyo Ghoul. Okay? Now, before anybody goes in the comments saying, Tokyo Ghoul is great, why would you say that? I agree. The first 2 seasons of Tokyo Ghoul are spectacular. I can really say that with pure heart because I recently just rewatched Tokyo Ghoul. And the first 2 seasons are magical. Like, there's some points in the anime where you want to tear up. And yeah, there was a moment where I felt like, damn, like I felt emotional because this anime has so much emotion, and you really get attached to these characters, especially Kanegi, obviously, because he's the main character. But you know, you have Kanegi, and then you have him working at a coffee shop, and then you have all of these ghouls who are his friends, like basically family. And then I don't want to spoil it, but who hasn't seen Tokyo Ghoul? If you're watching this video, you've probably seen Tokyo Ghoul. So I'm just gonna spoiler warning. Him having these close friends in this coffee shop, and then him leaving them all to protect them, and then you know he finally returns and stuff like that, and just like the relationships between these characters, man, it's really emotional, especially. When the fight happened, when the owl died, the old man, that was crazy. And then Kanegi and his best friend, okay, we've known these two since the beginning of the anime. His best friend, I still don't know, because I'm pretty sure that the manga continued past the anime, but from what I saw when I was watching it, his best friend just died in his arms, and he carried him to the ambulance, surrounded by cops, because the cops were obviously with the ambulance, and all the like officers are staring at him like, yo, it's a ghoul. It's the eye patch carrying a soldier, because his best friend is a soldier. And that scene was just like, damn. Like, I was really sitting in my chair, like, about to tear up. But, and only few animes have ever made me cry, and those animes were Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. But my God, it was such an emotional moment. Now, the reason why I have Tokyo Ghoul in the animes I don't like is because I think only the first 2 seasons are good. Season 3 is like double dog trash. I think it sucks. Season 3 is horrible. I think it's horrible. I think that it's just a complete 360 from what happened in the last season. It's like it felt like I was watching a totally new anime. Season 3 sucks. And I've always said that Tokyo Ghoul sucks for the past 2 years since I watched it. And anytime and for the past 2 years, anytime I tell somebody that Tokyo Ghoul sucks, the first 2 seasons are great, but the third season sucks. So it's not like this is recent. I rewatched it because I knew that the first 2 seasons were great, because I remember how good those first 2 seasons were. And I also remember how trash the season 3 was. And then, I finished watching Tokyo Ghoul about a week ago. And then I just got reminded of how trash the third season was. I'm like, okay. But yeah, Tokyo Ghoul, definitely one of the few animes I don't like, which sucks too, because the first 2 seasons are great. So yeah. So the second anime that I really dislike is My Hero Academia. And I feel like a lot of people hate this anime as well. And here's the thing with My Hero. I actually like My Hero Academia. I liked My Hero. I thought that the characters were cool. I thought the plot was awesome. I thought the bond between these characters were great. And in case you don't know, it's like a little thing that I like about I like certain animes. But I like animes that take place in school. I don't know if that's just me, but animes that take place in school, high school, college, I like. And I'm not necessarily talking about educational schools. I'm talking about like animes like My Hero Academia. It's a bunch of students who go to this school and they have powers. You know what I mean? And I just like that concept because, first of all, they're all students. They go to a school together, so the chemistry and everything, and just like the relationship with the students, and just I feel like any anime that takes place in school or high school or something like that is always a really good anime. And that's what I liked about it. I liked that it took place in school. I liked that these characters had a lot of bonds and stuff like that. And the fight scenes were great, and the unique quirks and stuff like that. I feel like the first 4 seasons were great. Around season 5, it was like kind of like, what's going on here? But the big reason why, and it sucks to say this, but the big reason why I hate My Hero is because of the fan base. I know. And some people don't believe in that, but trust me, it is true. A fan base can really destroy a franchise. And My Hero Academia is a prime example, because the My Hero Academia fan base is probably one of the cringiest things that mankind has ever seen. If you've ever been on TikTok, you know what? Go on YouTube after this video and search up My Hero Academia TikTok cringe compilation. You will literally spontaneously explode with cringe. You will probably die of cringe. It is so bad. I don't understand the My Hero fan base. They really ruined it. Now, there's nothing wrong with liking a franchise, Like, they cosplay as these characters. I'm all for cosplaying. I think cosplaying is great. I cosplayed as Q from Street Fighter a couple Halloweens ago. Last Halloween, actually. I think cosplaying is cool because cosplaying, it just shows how big of a fan you are of a certain franchise. And, I cosplayed as a Street Fighter character because I love Street Fighter. But these guys take it to the next level. They make it so cringe. and it is unbelievable. Like I can't even explain it. You're just gonna have to watch it for yourself to see what I'm talking about. And then another thing with the My Hero fan base, they make up things. Like I remember there was one point where the My Hero Academia fan base were making up a lie, saying that Deku and Bakugo were like gay for each other. No, they're not. They're literally not. I've watched the anime. They're not. Deku is straight. Bakugo is straight. Why are we making up this fake concept? It's so cringe, man. It's so cringe. And to this day, the My Hero fan base is still making the cringiest things you could possibly see on the internet. But not only did later on in the anime it just got trash, the fan base is also trash. So because like it sucks because every time I watch, anytime I see a My Hero clip or anytime I try to rewatch My Hero Academia, I just get reminded of the just really cringe fan base that this anime has, and it really sucks. But yeah, My Hero is there. Now for the third anime that I don't like is I don't really have too much hate to say about this anime, but I just don't like it. And it's another one of the biggest animes like recently, and that's Jujutsu Kaisen. And the reason why I don't like this anime is because I feel like it's kind of boring. I did watch the entirety of the first season, and I felt like it was progressing really slowly. I felt like it was really boring, and there was no bond with, like no connection with the characters, and I think this is a good example of an overrated anime. It just wasn't good, in my opinion. And then, yeah, not much to say about it, but that's what I think about Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, for the last anime that I despise, that anime is Beastars, because they're furries. That's about it.